myself recently, several times. Okay. Oh gosh. That's weird. Oh boy. That is weird. How is there a shadow? But how? Whoa. Okay, that makes just no sense though. I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. Why is there a shadow right here? You see, that's a shadow. It's like, that's weird. I know what you want, bro. Wow. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry for the thing. I'm gonna be recreating a true story that I experienced. It was out camping about, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago. Well, people don't really believe in this kind of stuff, but, when you're out in the wilderness all by yourself. Hello, Mr. Anthony's World. How are you? I agree, this is your world. So anyways, if anybody here has ever encountered, what they call a Winnebago or a skinwalker, hello, how are you? I'm currently trying to recreate my campsite that I was at when I encountered a horrific devil of great disastric proportions. It was just pretty much a simple campsite that I had. Oh, I appreciate. Thank you. Yeah, I had so I was just kind of, I guess I was around here, Oh my God, am I going to do it? I think I got this. All right, trust in me. But yeah, I was sitting pretty much on this log here, kind of, just pretty much enjoying my bloody soup and my stew. When this horrific, I'm gonna just do the general frame of him right now, but this horrific creature that had probably taken the form of some kind of antler beast man, clearly on some kind of protein diet. I'm just gonna put the form there for now while I was just enjoying my stew here. Please comment down below what kind of stew do you enjoy. Anyways, appreciate the likes, people. Appreciate the likes. But anyways, this no good son of a gun kind of came up out of nowhere. And I recall he had anyway, beef stew is nice. Thank you. English or Spanish? Let's not jinx anything right now about a skinwalker. But let's not jinx anything right now. But thank you. Now, Mr. Skinwalker over here. Now I recall he was holding a briefcase over here. That was the scariest part of all. Skinwalker's holding a briefcase. Skinwalker's going to have to have a tie. So we're going to put this again. When you're doing a monster, you got to just start with the form first. But anyways, I remember this story absolutely true. So Mr. Skinwalker over here showed up. He had a pinstripe pants. Okay, I think Mr. Skinwalker might have been a little bit industrious, if you ask me. Yeah, so he showed up. And let's put, ooh, can you draw hands? I can do hands. He had a horrific grisly claw on the other hand that invoked death and something. Anyways, so he had a shirt on. These are in the backpack. These are actually going to be suspenders. Now, Mr. Skinwalker over here, he showed up in suspenders, a tie, and a briefcase, all while I was out camping trying to enjoy my beef stew. He got right to it. He said, look, I frequent this campsite several times a year, okay, and I meet gentlemen just as yourself. And I go, and then my first question, right? My first question was, what's in the briefcase, right? Like what's in there? And he assured me that there was no harm to me, that although he appeared quite devilish and horrific indeed, he was here with a good deal, with a fantastic deal. And immediately I was like, okay, bro, like I'm not gonna trust no Skinwalker, Winnebago, walking around. I'm trying to give him a scary mouth jaw. Anyways, sorry. There we go. Okay, look, it all comes together. Oh no, this is gonna look like somebody famous. Sorry. This might look familiar. That was a complete accident. This looks like a former president, and that was an accident. 1000% an absolute accident. Anyways, so now he showed up, and he was telling me that he had fantastic deals on, he had like one of those short sleeve shirts too. Well, it's a bad salesman if they have a short sleeve shirt. And so the Skinwalker was telling me that most people around this time of year, they come to this campsite and they pay around $100 for the campsite. But he had a deal where I could pay $1,000 a month and I could frequent this campsite whenever I wanted. He was saying that I could share my time with other people and I could vacation pretty much whenever I wanted. And this is where the kicker came in. He said that I could then sell that time for profit, And I was like, what? He gave me, again, another question mark over here. Because I was like, I'm enjoying my beef stew, right? Down here, okay? I was just at my campsite. This is up in Oregon. And out of nowhere, from the great deep abyss. Oh, thank you so much. From the great deep abyss of the forest popped out this Winnebago, or otherwise more respectfully known as a Skinwalker, or a Winnebago. And he popped out of this forest with this briefcase. And he still didn't tell me what was in there. And I was like, dude, what's in the briefcase? What kind of Winnebago walks around the forest with a briefcase, a tie, antlers, and a horrific face with hair that could be a wig? What kind of guy just kind of walks around the forest like that, right? Maybe I put a little tree over here as we keep talking about our Winnebago interaction. Anyways, he keeps trying to sell me what he calls a shared time experience for the family. And I could go to Vegas, and I can go to Hawaii. And he says that it's all going to be for the low price of peanuts a month, pretty much. He's saying that most people pay so much money and that I should pretty much just take up this offer right here and now. So I'm getting pretty scared now, right? Because this guy, he was at least 13 meters, okay? Meters. That's how you spell that. Anyways, he was at least 13 meters tall, okay? And he was at least was like 9 meters wide. Okay. And he probably weighed like 7,000 kilograms. Anyway, so he came, and so I kept asking him questions. Okay, so I was like, "What's the long term, deal on a this share, this time sharing time of all of that?" And he said, it's practically nothing, and that most people just kind of opt for the simpler plans, and they're perfectly happy with that. And I asked him if he worked for somebody, right? This salesman that came out of nowhere, and he said that no, he's a freelance. I was like, "How are you a freelance?" You get me? Like, do you own the property? Oh, thank you so much, Jamal. And thank you everybody who's been commenting as well. Honks my drawing stuff quietly as it's still. Oh, nice. Thank you so much for the likes, and I appreciate you tolerating. This is a true story. I swear to God, I was up. This is in Oregon. Oregon. This is in Oregon, Jonestown. Sorry, campsite. And this was in 1987, so about 2 years ago. Anyways, so I've tried to tell a lot of people this story, and they always ask me the question, well, did you go with did you buy the timeshare? And I said, of course I bought timeshare, bro. I bought like 9 months worth of the timeshare from Mr. Winnebago over here. And he was happy. He was ecstatic, absolutely happy, because he said that it had been his first sale in a while. And I was like, well, what happens if I don't buy the timeshare? And he said, oh, well, I put you in my briefcase. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's right. I put you in my briefcase. So people who didn't buy. And if you're wondering if I know how to spell, I don't. And so yeah, that's who was in the briefcase. And this is real folklore. This is why you shouldn't mess with Winnebagos or skinwalkers, or people who dress in pinstripe suits and fancy ties, and especially if they have short sleeves shirts. Don't trust it. Overalls, don't trust it. But that's why I don't go camping to Oregon anymore. I don't really do any of that. But I have a bunch more real paranormal stories. This kind of stuff just kind of follows me. I'll tell you a real story actually real quick. This is a true story, but I'm gonna need more space because the Winnebago took all that space up. I was up in Ireland. I was up in Ireland. This was in the year was, think about it, I think it was like 1821 actually. I was up in Ireland. And I am an experienced lobsterman, crab fisherman. I love going out to lakes and oceans, and I'll just fish up the sea. I'll fish up anything. I'll eat the young. I'll eat the old. A lot of fishermen throw back certain fish. I just eat it. I don't believe in fisherman licenses either. Again, I mean, I'm from 1880. There were no fisherman licenses back then, so those were good times. But I had a nice little sloop here, or at least that's what I called her. She was just a nice little vessel here. Not too much to worry about. But yeah, I hung around up in Ireland, and this is me over here. This is my fisherman hat, and then I'm over here, and then everything's a silhouette. Where you suck at drawing? Okay, we're good. And so I had my thing casted all the way down, and so I didn't know at the time, but I was in a little place. I think they called it a Loch Nass. That's what they used to call it. And so it was. I used to pick up. I used to catch all sorts of fish over there. My favorite is eel. I love a nice little eel. Fried up good. I'm really into starfish. I go out into the, reefs. Now, you wouldn't find a starfish floating around in the lake, but I'm just kind of signaling that I eat starfish raw. But that's good. But anyways, I have my line cast down here, and I could feel, something had already swam by, and it was quite large, right? And so, but I could feel a few times that a few fishes had been kind of, seeing, what was up with my bait here and all of that. And I remember just kind of sitting here, and I felt something just start rocking my boat back and forth. And my assistant, Charlie, was with me at the time. And Charlie was 58 years old at the time. He was an experienced sailor. He had been there in time. And I felt the boat rock back and forth, right? And again, it's 1821. We don't have any cameras back then or anything like that. So we started kind of wondering, what's making the boat rock back and forth. And I see, and I shit you not, I see a great dark. It was almost like, it wasn't quite frankly a log. It had the form and the scale of a great abysmal creature from the depths of hell itself. It was from the night that God slept, this creature crawled forth from the abyss itself, and it swallowed up all that is good and rich on the earth. That is what I saw, ladies and gentlemen, that night, on that dreadful night down in Loch Ness. I saw the very beast the devil rode into the life of heaven itself. I saw that which takes the souls of men and hell itself. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so it was absolutely disgustingly massive, but I remember it was just this form of it was like just half fin, half form, half creature. It had a great big I almost said an inappropriate word. Sorry. I set myself up for a very nasty joke, but I didn't do it. You get me? I didn't say that. Okay, anyways. True story. This great creature, it's swallowed up a lot of people in the past. And strangely enough, though, he or she had a top hat. Had a little top hat. Came up out of the water. A little top hat. I had a little cane. And I was like, hey. And I was like, get out of here, you great creature from the devil itself. Get out of here. And he was like, hey, would you like to see me dance? And I was like, get out of here, you great devil sea creature. He's like, no, I'm a dancing dinosaur. That's my name. I'm a dancing dinosaur. And then Charlie over here, he started spazzing out because he's never seen a great beast of this size, especially with a top hat and a cane, offering to give us a dance. And I'm not looking for no dance, bro. You get me? Like, I don't know what kind of party you walked into thinking that you're going to give me some kind of dance, right, bro? So anyways, Charlie started spazzing out, and I was like, you know what? There's only one way out of this, right? I sacrificed Charlie to the great beast. Okay, so if you're ever down in Loch Ness, right, you always want to have a companion. You run into the great beast, and he's not a good dancer. Do not watch him dance. It's one of those things where you're going to kind of, you're going to give him props because, oh, it's a dancing dinosaur. Like, it's a dancing lake monster. Oh, okay, I get it, right? That's not expected. I get it. But it's not good dancing. So I threw Charlie to the water. And yeah, the monster ate Charlie quickly, very quickly. Charlie was eaten into little bits. This would be Charlie's deformed body here after this is all pretty much that was left floating around after I threw Charlie, a 58-year-old experienced fisherman, to the Loch Ness Monster. The year was 1821. Anyway, so this is a true story. Hashtag paranormal. But, do I go back to Ireland? No. There's Charlie's descendants, and they know what I did. And I'm not proud of what I did, but I knew that was the only way I was going to get out of there alive. Okay, you have this massive creature, and I'm pretty sure he was just going to offer to dance as a distraction before he gobbled us all up anyways, right? That's most likely what's going to happen. So, it's just an unfortunate thing for Mr. Charlie, but that's how it goes right there. So I haven't been paying attention to any comments. I do apologize. I've just been trying to focus on how to draw a Loch Ness monster from no reference picture whatsoever. But I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the watch time. Nobody sucks at art. As long as you say that's what you wanted it to look like, you're good. So those trees are like 250. Yes, those trees were 250 feet tall. And that laughing really sells the legitimacy. Thank you so much. What do you mean? So sorry, just catching up with some comments here. Just want to make sure. Oh, thank you, Austria. Wow. Man, I like that I reached out across the world, man. That's great. Okay, so it's either my brain isn't braining, but isn't it like 1821 and 19 have over 100 years in between them? And he said he was alive. How old is this man? I am. Okay, so I'll do a drawing real quick about. I'll do a drawing. Okay, so somebody asked about how old I am. Okay, so look. This is my first memory, like first ever memory as a child. Okay, so it was weird. Okay, so I remember seeing something like this. Okay, it was this weird circle thing, and it had like a thing on it. It was going crazy, and there was like a bunch of these bright circles everywhere and like this dark background. I know I'm doing this in the white, but there's like this dark, everything's dark somewhere. I don't know, but this is my first, memory as a child, and everything was dark. And I remember there was like a bright flash before everything, and all of a sudden shit started to cool down, and stuff started to like materialize. And one thing I remember seeing, apart from this meteor, I'm gonna draw it real quick before I waste too much time on it. But, one thing, I saw a bunch of stuff floating around in whatever space this was. But one thing I remember seeing was like this thing. I don't know. I've never seen it before. But it has a cluster like that. And it goes around like that. And I remember that as a kid. I remember seeing that shit just slowly start to form. And I remember because everything was hot at first. And then it started to cool down, and then this shit started to kind of form and appear. And then I remember like this one big old circle kind of came out of nowhere, and it was blue, and it had like terrestrial kind of objects on it and crap. And this was just really one of my first earliest child. Did I just do the coast of Australia and stuff? Okay, whatever. But yeah, so I remember floating to this. And this is my earliest childhood memory. So I put my age around 13.9 bill, to be honest with you. That's my age, to be honest. I mean, that's what's on my birth certificate. But anyway, so okay, I have a true story about aliens. Thank you for bringing that up. All right, totally wasting paper. Oh, I can do the backside. All right, cool. Yeah, okay, I'll just do that. All right. Well, there's some aliens here. Let me get a little water break, people. Sorry, because I've been bullshitting and drawing. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the respect. I respect you all too. Let me switch up my pens here before I do something weird. All right. Okay, if you are into drawing and you are not aware of these, I don't have the case for it. You know what? I do have the case. This is what I've been using, and this is how I've been getting away with murder this whole time. And honestly, it's the pen. So I got these on Amazon. You can get them at Hobby Lobbies too, but Amazon you're getting them cheaper. These are pretty much magic do most of the work for you. Um, and so the tip is a brush, and so I can do like a really hard, or I can go really thin. Oh, damn it, I just made a mouth. Okay, whatever, sorry. I'm gonna. So true story, everybody. This thing was gonna be a true story because I had to demonstrate. So I was at a garden party. I was at a garden. Sorry, I was at a garden party, and the year was 1929. Anyway, so and it was a pretty decent mountain party. This is gonna be a mountainside because. So yeah, as you can see, I can now do like a bunch of little textures along this made-up mountain now, and so. Sorry, I need to add a forest area. And it's not going to look like a forest area now, but it will be. Anyway, so I was at this garden party. Thank you. Oh, I am watching the full moon, or the blue moon. Oh, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Anyway, so we were, on the balcony here, around here. We were, and I was over here. Alright, come on, I can do this. I'm just standing there in a tuxedo. I can do this. I'm facing away so I don't have to draw a face. And then I'm holding a martini, and also I have a very muscular structure here. Okay, I'm going to switch before I really mess this up. And so I'm holding a martini there. And my wife at the time, she was next to me. Oh man, my thing ran out. Fudgesicles. She was over here, and let's see if I can do this. And she was right here, and she was holding a big old bottle of Patron, all to herself. I was like, dang, lady. And so what we saw, and I shit you not, it was about the size, this is the mountain, and we saw it was this great big sauce. It was like this big, and then right here, it had a sign. It had a big old sign. And it was like right there, a big old sign, and I shut you not. It said, what was it? What was that called? Oh my God! I swear to God, it was. Oh my God! It said. And I swear to God, we were baffled, absolutely baffled, and then it just zoomed out. It just went that way, and it was just this big old sphere, and it glowed, and we will never forget that. And we were wondering, like, why, what could this mean, right? Is this from another world? Is this some kind of, other sphere? What does this really mean for mankind, right? Are we really not alone in the universe, right? What does this message mean for us? And this is what I think it means. I think the milk industry and the alien industry are in on it, and we've all been deceived to just drink a bunch of dairy and believe in aliens. And this is in 1929 when I saw this. Okay, so and right here there was a giraffe. That's why I remember that very vividly, because there was a giraffe, I swear to God, just hanging around right here. And he was like, the fuck? Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. It's always a bit. Anyways, but yeah, he was over here. He was very confused because he was, one, why am I even in the story? And two, can you even draw a giraffe? I don't think you can. But yeah, this is a true story. The one time or a few times that I've seen the UFO. Look, was I gonna do a better drawing than this? Yeah, but then I had to demonstrate this mountain, and it kind of ruined the scape, so I kind of started doing it. So anyways, what you can do well, we kind of do nothing. You can do this like kind of cool texture. So all of a sudden, you get me. I just filled it up, and now it really is a mountain. I don't think I'm going to be able to save this giraffe over here, though. I look like Mr. Incredible over here. This is 1929. I was really built in 1929. The years have gone by, though. You know, the years go by. But yeah, we were over here, and yeah, there was somebody over here, and he had passed out at this garden party. He was out. You know, they were fucking sizzling that day. Anyway, so is it giraffe milk? No. So what happened here in 1929? I want to say the Greys, okay, and the milk or the dairy industry got together to go around convincing mankind to keep drinking milk. And I don't think we should keep drinking milk. Almond milk is good, but anyways, you know what? This is my gripe on milk. Every year, I think I can tolerate it, and then I go down that dark path, and I can't tolerate it. And anyways, let's move on. Let's move on. So I used to do a lot of ghost hunting when I was in my younger days. You know, the year was the year was 1969. So you know what? No, somebody's gonna take that inappropriately. We're gonna make it 1968. Somebody's gonna make a dumb joke about it. So we're gonna make it 1968. So the year was 1968, and I remember we were trying to investigate this one like haunted house. Oh, sorry, give me a second. Good old Grays, yes, of course. The milk the father was supposed to come back with industry. That pisses me off with the almond milk. That's actually good but it's expensive. Yeah, exactly. They get 9,000 gallons a minute. I keep my AC at 69. I cannot keep my AC at 69. It hurts me to breathe. But yeah, I've noticed the food that can help keep you alive is inadvertently more expensive, except kale. They haven't caught on to kale yet. So go out and just down the kale. Anyway, sorry. 1968. And I don't know. Okay, so I don't know how old I was. And so we were in this house. Because they had said that they were getting some kind of strange demonic activity here, and they wanted an experienced demonologist, which I am, to come in and clear out the place. And so I noticed real quick that they had gathered a bunch of antiques and different kind of shit along the years, and basically they had invited this kind of stuff into their home by collecting. You know, you can't go to yard sales and garage sales and buy shit, you know, because you're gonna just invite a demon into your house, really. And so these people back in 1968, they had purchased a few messed up shit in their home, and it had invited a few kind of bad entities to come in and really fuck up their shit, and it wasn't, you know, that's how they used to talk. You know, they were very they weren't well educated, and so but yeah, they had come in, and you know, this guy, you know, this demon had come in, and you know, they would wake them up in the middle of the night, scratching their forehead, and then it would hide their shoelaces, and then there's a bunch of stuff. But anyways, what I noticed is the activity revolved around like this grandfather clock that they had. It was in a weird spot. It was like in the middle of the room, and they had this like clothing line going from the middle of the room to the other end, and they would hang their shirts or like their, you know, linens or whatever along the side. So it was a very weird interior. And I asked them, I was like, why do you, hang your clothes inside the house like this? And they said, oh, because the spirits have like a cold chill and it dries the clothes. So, and so I'm not laughing. I'm not coughing. And so yeah, so they would hang their laundry out here. Can I draw a sock? I can draw a sock. I can draw a sock. Come on, I can draw. Okay, cool. I yell at myself when I can't draw something. Okay. All right. So, anyways, what I noticed, right, was, I took a picture of what was going on, and I lost the picture in a fire. But this is pretty much a direct representation of what I saw. So it was like this weird kind of cloaked figure here. And I just remember it came, and it wasn't like we were standing there, and it didn't actually appear in front of us, right? It only appeared in the picture, and it was standing pretty much facing the grandfather clock, and it had like this great big staff at the end of it, and it had like some like shit. Oh, sorry, it had like trinkets hanging off the side there. And it was just this weird, messed up kind of figure that appeared in the picture. And I'll never forget, too, because then right off here in the back, we had like this weird kind of face that just appeared out of nowhere. And it looked just like this. It was just weird. So they would come out around this grandfather clock, and the family said that some of them would like come out, and they would even attach themselves to the clothes. And so what they started doing was they would leave some of their dirty laundry on the floor. So they would put their clean laundry on the top, and they would put their dirty laundry on the floor. Like, well, why are you doing that? And like, okay, well, when they appear, it scares all the germs away. And then the cold, and then the heat, and then all the the little orbs and shit that come out. There was a weird little devil thing that used to come out too, and he would make things hot. So he would kind of clean the clothes on the floor, because it would get really hot on the floor and then cold in the sky. And so this was 1968, and it was Burma. I was down in Burma, and so so basically the spirits were cleaning and drying the clothes. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. Anyways, I wanted to see if I could do a grandfather clock, and I think that's what messed me up. It just kind of threw off the whole thing. But I think that's funny. People always talk about the cold spots in their homes, right? Well, okay, why don't you hang your clothes there? Anyways, yeah, this was in Burma. This all happened in Burma. All right, I'm going to start. Let's try to do a better one. All right. I think that was a funny story, but bad drawing. All right. Okay. Alrighty then, people. Let's see. If you have a suggestion for something, you can, I'll see if I can throw that in somehow. But, alright, let me see here. Because we are really kind of trying to see what the heck, right? Alright. This is what I call, see where it goes. Okay, gotcha. You know what? I think I'm halfway there. So, I like Bigfoot stories. I've always been intrigued by it. I really hope I'm never one of those folk that have to, you know, deal with. We're gonna do a very casual Bigfoot walk right here. um, and it's just interesting to you're out in the forest and you're hoping to go back home sane, and then you see something stupid like this, and now you're never the same again, and you're hoping people you either don't tell anyone or people never you know you basically you're a nut now, so I was hooked on Bigfoot story. It always happens around, I think, December, November. The YouTube algorithm really pushes Bigfoot. But go out and yell into a forest, hilarious. Pinocchio, that's my idea. Oh, Pinocchio? Okay. I thought you were calling me Pinocchio like a liar, and I was like, what did I lie about? I mean, I've been open that I'm lying about. All right, I'll see what I can do with Pinocchio. But yeah, it's so my fascination with it kind of comes from the fact that not fact supposedly they pick and choose who they're going to materialize in front of, and it's just gotten to a point where okay, the evidence isn't there, so you've manufactured how you've changed how the evidence can be even seen or whatever. And so it we're gonna put some guy over here way off in the back trying to take a picture. Can I draw that? I think my thing's too big for that. There you go. And so it's just weird. I hope it's not real. I think it's better to live in a world that doesn't have this stuff. Because if it does and you run into it, there's no one you can go to for help at this point. You see this shit walking across the field, and you try to take your little blurry ass picture. You're that guy now. You're the Bigfoot guy. And it's sorry, I'm gonna come through. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to draw it from like both watching it through the camera and the thingy. Ah, what the heck? That was an accident. It's okay. There are no accidents. And it's just messed up, right? You know what? He had a bit of a pipe here. There's a smoke and a bit of a pipe. Poor Bigfoot. He just, oh, good morning, Switzerland. About Bigfoot. Well, not about a group of people like Bigfoot and warning if you do watch. Some episodes are actually scary and messed up. Yeah, I don't know. The ones I've seen, it kind of implies that somebody who experienced it might have had some kind of mental illness, and so yeah, it's always kind of sad in that respect. But I've never really heard of to me, like seeing is believing, right? So even like a scary ghost video, the setting alone is going to be scary and ominous. And in the forest, what scares me is what's actually there, like a mountain lion or bear or cholera or my ex-wife, whatever it might be in the forest haunting it. And I'm gonna put another little top hat. Sorry, he had a top hat. And anyway, so this is pretty. Oh wait, I can. Can I do the hand this way? Walk like an Egyptian. Yeah, exactly. Oops. That was an accident. Okay. Did this look a lot better before I started adding it? Maybe. The thing about black is it is unforgiving. Man, you better be sure what you're doing. People just tuned in. They were like, fuck this. But I don't like, well, essentially, I don't like using a reference picture. This is just kind of fun to practice. Oh, well, thank you so much. But let me see. Now, what I do remember from this interaction was there's this massive kid over here. And he had a great big old nose. And there's a weird little skull. Creepy little eyes. And there we go. Strange little. Why do you want Pinocchio? Are you scared of Pinocchio? Is that just part of like you're trying to go with the theme of something? But yeah, he was standing great off here into the distance, which is the most terrifying part of this whole ordeal when I experienced Bigfoot back in 1701, and I'll never forget, this thing here, it kept saying it wanted to be a real monster, horrific creature. I've never met something so horrible, and it kept saying it loved us, and every time it said it loved us, the nose would get bigger. I'm going to hide the hands so I don't have to draw them. And so it was over here, and there was a swing set that was connected to the edge of its nose, and upon that swing set was none other swinging than the devil himself. I tell you, it was the devil himself. Oh, that looks like Mickey Mouse, and it's horns. I swear to God, I drew horns. But oh shit. But yeah. Let me see. Sorry, let me read some of your comments here. Another one of the series, they caught a girl on a camera. Are you talking about mountain monsters? Because I've seen mountain monsters from like Discovery Channel, like the channel that's supposed to be, about discovery, but instead they just started. Man, dude, they went wild. They went off the deep end. And so, this is a true story. If you're just tuning in, this was in 1701. I was taking a picture of Bigfoot, and a giant Pinocchio with a swinging Mickey Mouse on his nose came in. Anyway, sorry. But sorry, if you're looking for a good YouTube rabbit hole about Bigfoot and shit, Mountain Monsters. If you have Discovery Channel, I don't recommend buying the channel or buying the subscription, but Mountain Monsters is a real. It's like the Office of like Bigfoot hunting, and it's. Oh, you do watch it? Yes, nice. I absolutely love it. So I found a skull ultra, then found a small skull. Yeah, man, I saw all of that. That was my 2020. Sorry, just reading some of the comments. But anyways, Pinocchio is a little spooky. I know I was. I don't know how not to right now. Maybe you think eyebrows will make him less? Nope, I think that made him more creepy. I'm not gonna put an ear. I think if I add an ear, it's gonna just. I don't know what to do, dude. Like what happened? How does this skull look like? I'm so confused. Is there a hat? Oh. Fuck. Okay, give me a second. What the hell? This way. I was like, what the? I always stress myself out going like, what the heck? Why is my drawing so shit? Thank you so much. Thank you, Hey Bay. Appreciate the subs and the likes and the comments. You have a good night as well. But yeah, well, I think I might have one more in me before I call it quits. But give me a few seconds, a few minutes, seconds. Oh yeah, that's true. He does look like an abuela line cook. But I mean, this is good practice. One day I'm gonna draw an actual scarier, an actual good picture. Yeah, if you guys want to see some of my, I guess, better stuff, yeah, if you want to just go through my shorts, I have some of my process and my paintings. I do paint. This is just, I just thought this would be fun for you guys, anybody who runs into it. I do stand-up comedy, kind of explains the bullshittery, but it, oh, thank you so much for the stuff. Yeah, it's fun to just mix both, just kind of a dumb story and a cool picture. But yeah, so if you have a suggestion, feel free to throw it. Yeah, just give me a few seconds while I do some side prepping here. But yeah, if you have a suggestion for, I don't know, paranormal story you've had or anything that you might want to see right now, viewer, I will, I won't go with just any suggestion, but yeah, give me 1 second. All right. The light that's in my living room turned on randomly. Well, that's 1,000% a ghost. Okay, that's pretty much how that works out. You know, it's ghosts are real, violets are blue kind of thing. Okay, let me see. What's the lowest I can? I am no longer recording. All right, sorry guys. Can you hear me? But I think I'm frozen, which could be a bad thing. I think, yeah, my phone seems like it's overheating. Let me see. Yeah, because I'm not really seeing an image anymore. Oh, you can't hear us? All right, give me 1 second. Let me just see if I flip the phone around. Yeah. Yeah, my screen's pretty much frozen. So, let me see. Yeah, we might have to call it a night for right now, and I do apologize so much that my phone had to do this to you guys. But, yeah, I'm not picking up any more video. But I do this pretty much every night. Sometimes I actually just kind of, I stand in front of the camera and I start yapping my A off. But yeah, if you guys want to tune back in, it's usually around this time, whatever time that was for you. Might be a little bit later, or a little bit sooner. For right now, thank you so much. You know, thank you for tuning in. But yeah, for right now, I don't really have a set schedule, but definitely as the channel grows and as I get more organized, I'll have a more set schedule. But appreciate you guys. Sorry for whoever just tuned in and seeing a frozen screen. But love you all. Thank you for watching. Appreciate ya.